Paul. Now, the reason that I talk about this and talk about the syllabi is because a lot of students believe that they're supposed to ask the teacher for everything, and that's not the way it works. All right? If you're in college, you're supposed to be an adult. You're supposed to be thinking for yourself. You don't go to the teacher and ask them every single thing that has to go on when you can answer it yourself. For instance, if I cover 1.2 today, which I'm not, if I cover that today, then, and I get to the end of 1.2, and I say, okay, I want you to go home and work on the homework on MyLabs Plus on 1.2, what do you think I'm going to cover Thursday? Huh? 1.3. Let's say that you're not going to be here Thursday. Okay, well, if you're not going to be here Thursday, you're probably going to cover 1.3. So the Tuesday that I come back, I'm probably going to be needing to do 1.4. This is the way you need to be thinking in college. All right? Now, a lot of you are saying, well, I know that. Let me tell you, there's a lot of students that don't. I had 2 online classes last semester, and they drove me bonkers because they wouldn't take the syllabus, divide it by 4, I mean, take their calendar, divide it by 4, and try to plan out what they were supposed to be working on. I'm not supposed to give you dates so you can procrastinate till the last minute. Now I'm supposed to give you timelines, and I do. I just did. Here they are. And that's what you need to shoot for. Now that's what we will shoot for. But I may go over 3.1, and Ms. Cochran may come in and say, I don't understand it. We need to go over it again. And I will. Now that will slow the timetable down. But there are other things, like in chapters 1 and 2, when it's nothing but reading. And we can skip by 1 and 2. In fact, that's your homework this weekend, is to read chapters 1 and 2. Not the whole chapters. What's in the what? Syllabus. 1.2, 3, and 4, 2.2, 3, and 4. 3 sections in chapter 1, 3 sections in chapter 2. That's your homework from now until next Tuesday. Because next Tuesday we're going to start with those highlights. I'm going to go through, I'm just going to go through the book and I'm going to highlight what's important. But I want you to read it before we do that next Tuesday. Chapter 3 is going to be 80% of your first test. Chapter 3 is math. Chapter 3 is going to be the one where we're going to spend most of our time. All right? So use the syllabus not for a piece of paper. Use it so you can map out if you're going to miss, if you want to go ahead, whatever the case may be. But chapters 1 and 2 is reading and terminology. So from now until Tuesday, you need to be reading, and this is for all my Math 120s. I got 3 of them. You need to be reading chapters 1 and 2. 3 sections in chapter 1, 3 sections in chapter 2. We will spend a majority of our time on those 3. The majority of this time to 9/11, we will be spending on those 3. If we may not spend that much time. It depends on y'all. Now, that's your first and most important. This page right here is your first and most important page. If you've got one of them, see this plastic on the outside? This syllabus needs to go in this plastic on the outside. Okay, if you've got one. If you don't, then do whatever, take it on the outside. You need to have it where you can see it and not have to go through. I used to have a student in the class right across from this one over 236. That woman, she would come in and she was older than, bless her heart, 50, 60 years old. And her book looked like a rat's nest. And I don't know how she found it. And when she opened her notebook up, it was like papers would just fly everywhere. I mean, it was hilarious. The students would just laugh at it. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is leaving. That's my fault. She was very unorganized, and I told her, "What does your syllabus say?" It would take her a half an hour. It would take her a half an hour to find the syllabus. You don't need to be that way. You need to have it on the outside or the inside of your notebook, along with this other handout. The second most important handout, besides this one, is things I will be graded on. And I will pull that one up just a second. And that's in your handout email. And it looks like this. If it ever pulls up. Now just take a minute and read over. Some of you may not have it. But go ahead and read over that a little bit. I'll turn the light off so you can see it. Well, some of you wasn't able to print it out, and that's fine. And even if you don't listen to what I tell you how to schedule and plan that first paragraph. Take your weeks, divide by your units, and then you'll be able to determine your plan for the semester. Homework. Everything I do, this is a test question. Let me write it on the board. Everything I do in my class is online. Everything. You need to write that down. So there'll be a question on the test. Where does Hubert give his test? In the bathroom, kitchen, in the hallway, or online? And I will have people miss it. All homework, tests, exams. I need to be right over there. I'm sorry. I'm capturing this. All homework, tests, and exams all homework, tests, and exams are online in Hubert's classes. If I do all my tests online, that's 4 times 2 days. Giving you the test and grading it, giving you back and going over it, that's 8 days. If I check your homework and go through and give you a check for doing your homework, take 15 minutes out of each class, that's 30 minutes a week, which comes out to be 5 class periods. 5 plus 8 is what? 13? That's 13 days that I could be what? Teaching. So that's why I don't do that. I do this. 2, I never start a test until I have covered the what? The material. I never start a test unless I have covered the material. Unless. 3, homework terminates day before test starts. and 4. I always deadline my homework and test at 11:59 p.m. Why do I use 11:59 p.m.? Huh? 11:59 p.m. is when? Just before midnight. If I put 12 o'clock a.m., oh my gosh, it's called meltdown. People think it's lunchtime. People think it's noon. People think, oh gosh, listen. I'm not kidding you. Sometimes y'all could break an amble with a banana. If you don't know what an amble is, it's your parents' fault. You need to Google it. A-N-V-I-L. All right? So those are things that you need to make a note of. Why do you need to make a note of it? Because I don't want to have you ask those questions every time we have a test. Homework online is started when I start the material. I'm not going to give you any homework on Chapter 1 until Tuesday when I start covering Chapter 1. Homework deadlines will be posted when I get toward the what? End of the unit. And I want everybody to write that down, and I want you to highlight it. Homework deadlines will be posted when we get toward the end of the what? So all you hammies, I want you to highlight that. I want you to write it 100 times. Don't be coming up to me next week. When we going to have a test? When we going to have a test? When's the homework due? When's the homework due? Well, I'll just look at you like, you're crazy and I want you to get away from me. Because I've answered it several times. The syllabus tells you. The date tells you. This tells you. What do you mean that tells you? Well, look at your syllabus again. What are you going to say to yourself when I get to 3.3? I should do 3.3 homework, but what else should the class be saying to themselves? It's a miracle. It is a miracle. Get close to a test. You think I'm crazy. I have students come up to me, right on 3.3. What's this? I don't know. Why don't you wait until we get to 3.4 before you ask that question? I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get irritated. And there it is. Homework deadlines. A lot of people say, well, why don't you teach 1.1 or 1.2 and then give us 2-3 days to do the homework? Teach 1.2, give us 1.3, give us shh. I did that one time, and I will never do it again. Why? Because y'all have 5 dead grandmothers, 15 flat tires, the house blows up, the cat pees on the keyboard, the computer got hit by lightning, I had a 15-day funeral. Oh my gosh. Now you talking about things. If I give y'all 5 days, what will y'all ask for? 6. If I give y'all 15 days, what do y'all ask for? 16. So I just give y'all the whole 3 weeks. Don't dare come and ask me for an extension after 3 weeks. Now, you can also, everybody in here, you cannot say you didn't know when the 3 weeks was, because you know it's going to be around this area. What else? Well, on My Lab Plus, it has the termination date listed. When I put it, it'll list it. So you can't say I didn't know. I don't use that. I don't follow. The only way that I'll extend something is if the power goes out in Anderson County for 3 or 4 days, or we have a massive hurricane that knocks out all your houses and computers and stuff like that. Or My Lab Plus goes down for 3 or 4 days. something that is uniform, yes, I will give you more time. For example, why did I put this is made up? This is no joke. I gave this handout out to a class. No joke. And I didn't put this. You know what they did? They went home and they studied, and this was a trig class. You know, you think trig would be pretty smart. They went and studied 8.1 through 8.8, came back and got mad at me and told me that they didn't know how they were going to do 8.1 through 8.8 because they didn't know how to do trigonometric identities. Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, but what does this mean? For example, the syllabus started that trig class in chapter 1 and chapter 2. They read this and they went and did 8.1 through tried to do 8.1 through 8.8 and then busted me because they didn't know how to do it. I just looked at it and I just kept on talking. I didn't answer the question. Anyway, so since then I put this in here. If we are on Unit 1 and it covers 8.1 through 8.8, when we get to 8.7 in the class, that's when you need to start worrying about getting your homework finished. I didn't say start working on it. I said finished and looking for what? A test. You can print out the homework. I'll show you how to do that Thursday. If you don't see a start or end date, then what? You don't need to worry about it. Hammies. The hammies are the ones that worry about the due date because they want to what? They want to procrastinate. They want to wait till the last minute. And it irritates students to death when I don't give them a date. Some of them can't stand it because they can't wait till the last minute. If you don't see a start date, don't worry about it. Online test. I will give you 2 or 3 chances to take the test. Why do I give you 2 or 3 chances? It's not because it gives you a better grade. It's not because of that. Why do you think I give y'all 2 or 3 chances? Because y'all will screw up the first one. I don't mean y'all, I mean students. Let's see, lightning striking outside, there's a tornado in Easley. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and try to take the test. What's wrong with this scenario? There's cows flying outside, there's a tornado going outside. I think I'll take Unit 1 test. Y'all think I'm kidding. I've gotten phone calls in the middle of a thunderstorm. Student said, I was trying to take a test and it kicked me off. Click. I hung up on them. My mama told me you weren't supposed to get on the phone when it was a thunderstorm. Nut. If it is thundering and lightning outside, there is cows flying around like on Twister. Has anybody seen Into the Storm yet? I want to go see that. I like Twister. I like movies like that. But anyway, dogs are flying around. Hail coming through the windows. Don't sit there and say, okay, there's a storm outside. I'm going to take the Unit 1 test. No. And if you waited till you only got 2 hours left, whose fault is that? Yours. Don't call me up saying, well, I couldn't take the test because it's a thunderstorm. It wasn't a thunderstorm 2 or 3 days ago. Well, I waited until 10 o'clock. Sorry. What does this say right here? I want you to highlight it. I want you to write it down. What does that say? What will MyLabs Plus do? Take the higher of the grades. Does it say anything about averaging them together? That's a test question. Somebody will get it wrong. The test question says, how does Hubert grade the forms of a test or something like that? And the choices are Mickey  Quack, he averages them together, and takes the higher of the grade. The highest grade takes the highest grade. Think you can get that right? Think everybody will get that right? Nope. Somebody will miss it. That ain't the best one though. The best one is where I give my cell number and my email address, and I put 3 things that have no earthly idea, and I get people missing. I don't understand it. I don't understand the thinking. What is Hubert's email address and cell phone number? And I put my cell phone number and my email address. I put Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and bathroom. And they get it wrong. I don't know how. But that's a test question right here. Let's see, what's the next page? I will give you 7 to 10 days to take the test. Usually it's 7. Why'd I give you 7 days to take the test? Y'all catch a pattern yet? Why'd I give y'all 7 days to take the test? Because of the 5 dead grandmothers, the 15 flat tires, the 15-day funerals, cat peed on the keyboard. You got 7 days. You take the test on whose time? Your time. I would highly suggest that you take it downstairs in the lab. Because what's Murphy's Law? Anybody know what Murphy's Law is? What is it? Yeah. And as soon as you try to take that test at home, the whole world's going to collapse. And listen, if you got 15 kids, or you got 15 siblings and 15 dogs and 3 cats, and it's like Animal House at your house, should you try to take the test at your house? No. Sedate all the children. Give Benadryl to your dogs and cats. Take a glass of Merlot, big glass. Go into your closet or your bedroom, lock the door, and take the test. Not during a thunderstorm, tornado, or hurricane. Okay? You can review and print out the test as soon as you do it. I will show you how to do that Thursday. Test question. What are the weights for Hubert's assignments? And it's on the last page. Hold on, right there. 60, 20, and 20. Unit 1, Unit 2, test. Unit 3, test. Unit 4, test. Take that average, add them together, divide by 4. Add together, divide by 4. Multiply that by 0.6. And that'll give you a number. Of course, MyLab Plus will do this on your grade book. But you ignore that, so you can call me at the end of the semester and say, how do I know my grade for the class? That's what grade book is for. The second thing is your homework, your cumulative homework. It'll give you an average. You multiply that by what? 0.2. That'll give you a number. And then your exam average, or your highest score on your exam, I give you 2 chances. And that's equal to a number. And what do you do with all 3 of those numbers? Add them up, and that's your grade. I round up 80.5. I round to the next digit. So you got 89.5. You got a 80. Now, let's talk about that, because that's another test question. This is a test question right here. 60, 20, and 20. That question says, how does Hubert count grades in his class? And it says 60, 20, 20. And the other one is like 70, 80, 105. And the other one is, he didn't tell me. And the last one is, I need to go to the bathroom. Now, I'm telling you, I give you 5 or 6 of these questions per test. Speaking of the last, I give you 5 or 6 gimmies on a test. I don't know how to spell gimmies, so I just spell it like gummies and just say gimmies. These are questions that you have to be incognitive to miss. So if I give you a 20-question test, how many points am I giving you per test? 25 to 30, Hubert. That's right, class. 25 to 30 points per test. And every unit test, I put these on here, and they come from your handouts. So how many tests do we have? 4, Hubert. That's right. What's 4 times 25? 100 to 120 points. Well, what is that? That's another what? That's another test grade. The 2 things I do not do. This is a test question right here. Do I drop your lowest test grade? Or final? Yes or no? No. So write that down. I do not. Do I give you extra points or extra credit at the end of the semester? No. Why? Because I've already given you the extra point. And I take the highest out of how many attempts? 2 or 3, depending on what I decide. So I think I'm doing pretty good giving you points. What do you think? I think I do. All right, so that should take care of anything on grades. There's a question about 60, 20, 20. There's a question about dropping your lowest test grade. There's a question about what branch should I serve in. There's a question about my cell phone and my email address, which you're fixing to find that out. That's 4. There's a question about, are all my tests and homework and exams online? That's 5. And I think there's 2 more, and I can't remember them, but I'll show you before the first test. I'll even show you before the test. I mean, there's no way you can miss them, but somebody will. All right, let's pull up another dang old. Let's pull up my information. Okay, the computer's going wacky. Really? It seems like Tri-County just tries to make things hard. All right, here we go. Sent. Okay, handouts. All right, here's my information. Now, a lot of people say, well, you're conceited. No, I'm not conceited. I'm confident, but I'm not conceited. All right, the reason, okay, why isn't it pulling it up? There. I pulled this up for a reason. Back a long time ago, I used to hand out index cards, and this was pretty fun. I used to hand out index cards, and you would have to write down your name, not your name, well, your name, where you were born, where you went to high school, or where you graduated high school, what your hobbies are, where you work, and your claim, your 15 minutes of fame. Everybody has 15 minutes of something, or 5 minutes. Mine's being in Ron Rash's book. That's my claim to fame. And we would write that stuff down, and then we would take the cards and mix them all up and pass them back out. And then everybody would read one of the cards they got, and we would try to guess on who it was. And that's pretty fun, and it broke the ice in the classroom, made it more comfortable. And you also find out that you have a lot in common with each other. Even though you don't know each other, you have a lot in common. Some people like the same culture. Some people like the same hobbies. Some people graduate from the same high school. Ms. Cochran, where did you graduate high school? Where did you graduate? West Side? Okay. I bet you had something in common, though. How many West Side graduates we got here? Okay, y'all can't read either. Okay, I can't. How many Hannah graduates? Okay, they can't add, so they can't add, we can't read. Okay, but everybody's got something in common. I guarantee you, I've got something in common with somebody in here, just by showing you this. You don't have to say what. But I know I have something in common with you, and I have something in common with you, and I have something in common with these people that raised their hand that went to the West Side. I already have something in common with you. But the reason I do this is because 3 reasons. One, because of the index cards I used to do a long time ago. Don't do it anymore. 2, I do it because I think one of the biggest things that irritates me about teachers is when they go through and they give you a whole spiel the first day, and you walk out of this room and you have no idea who the teacher is. You ever have a class like that? How in the world are you expected to learn anything and you can't even get the teacher to get their name out there for you to retain their name? So that's one reason I do this. The third reason I do it is from here up. What is from here up? Contact information. The best way to contact me is right there. Now, luckily, I have everything forwarded to my cell phone. I have not my mail, my snail mail I don't have. That's just really common. I know some of y'all live out west LA. Y'all know where that is. It's at McLeese. It's McLeese. When the McLeese School was started by Henry McLeese. Right? He pronounced his name McLeese. He got run over by his own wagon and broke his neck right there at Center Rock Inn, right there at that little store that used to be right there. But anyway, make a long story short, everybody called McLeese School, McLeese Community, McLeese. Well, we opened up McLeese, the second McLeese School opened up. My daughter is 16, I guess about 16 years ago. And everybody calls it McLeese. It's not McLeese anymore, it's McLeese. So anyway, I live in the McLeese community. And that's where that is, out in West LA. Some of y'all from West LA. West LA is from Homeland Park to Sadler's Creek. LA is Homeland Park. All right, east side to Homeland Park, that's LA. And anything west of that, I think west. East, I can't remember. Yeah, west. That would be, west. I'm west LA. Sadler's Creek. I live in Sadler's Creek. The best way to contact me is my cell phone, and I'm not a cell phone fanatic. In other words, if your cell phone goes off, we'll talk about that in just a minute. My cell phone goes off all the time. My Anderson, if you leave me a voicemail on my office phone, which I never am in there except for office hours, it'll go to here. Facebook goes to here. Emails go to here. Everything goes to here. You can actually set up your phone to do that. Exchange, the server, for your information, the server is exchange.tctc.edu, and the domain is hold on, I just had to redo mine. Let's see. Is tctc.local. Go to your your phone and go to the Exchange email and type those in. Type in H. McClure and type in your password, and you should be able to get all your TCTC mail through your phone. Thought you'd like to know that. Went to Varennes, went to Southwood and Westside. Got out, got tired of going to school, so I decided to go in the Marine Corps. Went in the Marine Corps, got out. I went into the reserves right after I got out of full time, and then they sent me to Saudi Arabia. I was over there for 9 months, 8 months, somewhere around there. And came back and finished up at Clemson and started at Tri-County Tech in somewhere, 95. So just giving you a little bit about myself, because that way when you walk out of here, you'll say, hey, he went to Westside, or his name's McClure. I know where McClure. Anybody know any McClures? Hey. You know my daughter? Okay. She is a handful. How do you know her? You go to school with her? Okay. You go to Westside? Okay. Well, put in a good word for me. I need all the help I can get. I just got divorced last year, and she still thinks I'm the reason for the divorce, and you know how that goes. I'm the reason for everything. So, and a 15, 16-year-old girl, y'all know everything, right? So, and let's say for the guys, it's 15 to 28, they know everything. And when they get 28, some start to grow out of it by the time they're 35, but you still have 40-year-olds that cruise them all. Pretty sad. But anyway, it's a little bit about me, and I guarantee you I have something in common with everybody in here just by going down this. Facebook, if you want to go to Facebook, there I am, Facebook, da-da. I have several pages. You can go to my math page. It's got videos. You can ask questions on there. You can send me questions. I don't care how you send it. I've got my 2 businesses. I got my academic advising. If you have any advising questions, I have catalogs for AU, Clemson, South Carolina. I have links there so you can go and look at catalogs at the different colleges. Just a little bit to kind of help you out. Somebody added me, probably one of y'all. Yep, I know one of my students. Yep. And somebody's talking to me. Somebody's posted something. Nothing important. There's my daughter. Note to self. Remember to bring a jacket to Westside Detention Center, because it feels like the North Pole in my classes. Or am I just 2 more years? Gotta be hard. She's gonna go. You know what my daughter always says to me? Huh? Watch her. That's what she'll say. Hardcore. Oh darn. Hardcore. If you know anything about the Marine Corps, those 2 sayings, we always say that in the Marine Corps. You gotta be hard. Hardcore, meaning rough it out. That's what it means. Anyway, there's that. YouTube. What's on YouTube? The cheesy picture with the maroon shirt. That's the classics, all right? Both of them are cheesy, but this one has, go to playlist, and you have videos of this class. I will post this video today. Well, it's going to be capture. I will post it. It'll be called Math 120 Fall 2014. This is Math 120 last semester. If you need to use it, go ahead. There's, I can't stand to hear, listen to myself. First day handout, second day My Labs Plus. Chapter 1 and 2, this is where I go over the highlights. This is in the room over there. And it has sound on it, but we're not going to listen to it. Okay? Everybody good? Let's get out of this. Okay, that's that. All right, let's. There's something else I don't like. I don't like to read about myself either. I don't like to hear myself. I don't like to see myself, and I don't like to read about myself. So if you read something on this thing about me, I don't want to hear it. Okay? But if you want to see about a teacher, then none of y'all have had me. Nobody in here has had me before.
I had you online during the summer.
Did you? What did you? Okay, I talked about you then.
You probably did. They did aggravate you because you changed the dates of 1 and 2.
Yeah, what I did is, y'all would go, like July 4th, I would give y'all a test, and it cut off. And then right after it cut off, I'd extend it to the end of the semester. Well, that just blew their mind. They said, well, what are we supposed to do? What would you do if I did that? I mean, okay, Miss McLean. If you had a test that ended on July 4th and you made a 75 on it, and it ended on July 4th and you had 2 more attempts, and I opened it up to the end of the semester, what would you do? Would you call me and say, what am I supposed to do?
I didn't do that, y'all.
No, I mean, they drove me bananas. I had 15 emails. The date changed to the end of the semester. What am I supposed to do? I didn't reply. I shouldn't have to reply. Anyway, thank you, Miss McLean. That's good thinking. How did you do in one? Did you do okay in it? Good. What was your last name? Okay, I remember. Oh, 29 Evans. Highway 29. You from them Evanses? Okay, well there's a lot of. Well, Bud Evans came from Georgia. Bud Evans brought in all that marijuana down on Genesee Creek. Let me tell you, he's an old man. You may know of him. Right there, out there at Porky's Lounge, 29, Mountain View Road comes out on 29. There's a little old Porky's Lounge right there. Well, Big Genesee Creek, yeah, Big Genesee runs right through there. Genesee is a big, big creek. It's like a river. And he would have marijuana brought in helicopters, and they would drop it in that creek in plastic containers. And they would drop it in that creek, and that man got busted. He spent his whole life in jail. He was bringing in, and nobody would expect it because he was just, old farmer. He was making money. This was like in the 70s. And the whole family got arrested. It was something. That's why I was asking if you were part of them Evanses. Not them. You're from the good side, aren't you? Okay, somebody give me a teacher we can pick on. Little. Hey, how are you? That's what he does. Every time he sees me, hey, how are you? Little. He's got 36 reviews. He doesn't have a chili pepper. Mr. Little is a great professor. He cares. I had him for lab. He is very boring. Hard to follow his lectures because he jumps all over the place. By far the best teacher I've ever had at Tri-County. Mr. Little is a great teacher. Mr. Little is a nice man. There's a but there somewhere. Anytime you hear nice man, there's always a but. Nice person, but. Knows his stuff, but. Hard to follow. He definitely jumps. Nice man. There's a but there somewhere. Is a very nice man. But. Great professor. There's a but here. Mr. Little is a wonderful person. Somewhere there's a but. Very nice man. Okay. Pretty good. I think he's going through midlife crisis. Okay, listen. Please don't ever say that about me. Just call me a SOB, call me a bastard. Don't do that. I don't have any gold chains around my neck. And I do not cruise the mall, okay?
Oh my gosh. That is an insult to the guy. Okay, great teacher, awesome teacher. All right, somebody give me another one. Y'all don't have any other teachers? No. Sheck's got good ones. Sheck's a good teacher. I'll pull his up. Okay, you got to get used to his personality, though. Very cynical, very sarcastic, dry personality, but he's funny. But he's a good teacher. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him. And I've been teaching here for 4 years. Sheck. Yeah, 4.3, 4. Anything above 2 is good. Anything 2 or below, drop. Easy class. Art Sheck is great. Very good teacher. Super teacher. I liked him. He's an amazing professor. This gentleman is most mysterious. That is a female. Guys, do not use the word mysterious. That's got to be a female. Superb teacher. So, sounds like you got a good one. One more. Brown. What do they teach? Oh my Lord, I'm telling you what this one's going to say. It's going to be like 1.2.
What's the chili pepper mean?
They're attractive, I guess. I don't think Miss Brown has a chili pepper. Oh, you ought to have seen her when she wore midriffs. I like vomited in my mouth. Let's see. Brown. There's Anita. She ain't got no chili pepper. Miss Brown is a very unique individual. Unique is another word for interesting and another word for crazy. If you listen in class and study, very boring teacher. Awesome teacher. She wrote that. Very boring teacher. Awesome interactive teacher. Definitely rude. Very helpful, rude, unprofessional, very unhelpful, rude, unprofessional. I will cut you. Listening skills take a lot of time outside. Okay. Listening skills were hard. Nice teacher. Her tests are pretty easy. Boring class. Miss Brown isn't a fair teacher. Miss Brown boring. Such an easy A. Notes all over the place. Miss Brown was a good lecturer. Yeah, what can I say about it? She has more knowledge of composers than anyone else. She wrote that. I took off for Baltimore for some crazy girl and missed the first week of 5 weeks and passed.
Just a good sentence of that. It says the woman is so backwards and close-minded. Go up, get
It's
right
not
there.
even funny. She assigned seats in college. But you know what's funny about assigned seats? If I asked y'all to have assigned seats, y'all will bitch and complain. But where are you going to sit the rest of the semester? Where you're sitting right now? Let's figure that one out. All right, we'll do one more just for fun.
Can you do Wheatley?
Who?
Wheatley for a bio?
Let's see if I can find them. H-E-A.
I think it's H-E-A, yeah.
He's not on here.
Can you do
Yeah, H-E-A-T-L-E-Y.
He's not on here. He must be new, or they haven't. Nobody's added him. You need to add him. Okay, who? Oh Lord, Corey. There's no telling what you're gonna get on Corey. Anywhere from he sucks to he's a good teacher. He don't care. Well, they're pretty good marks. He don't have a chili pepper. Mr. Evans' favorite teacher. Corey could teach Spanish to a chair. The class is very easy to follow. Super easy class. Mr. Evans was a great teacher. Is a little different.
Sounds like he's a pretty good teacher. But he's about like me. He's going to say you're asking a stupid question if you're asking a stupid question. He's going to say that. He's going to say, I've already told you that. Okay, but that's some fun you can have with your teachers. Just don't tell me what mine says because I won't listen. All right. What time is it? 2:05. What time's class over? I tell you, okay, if y'all can chill for a minute, I'm going to take the roll because I have to. And let me cut off the handy dandy